What is up, players and playettes? Here's another full body video. Started with incline dumbbell press. I got 4 reps with 1 in the tank for this set. Now, when I'm doing these, I like to think about having my back as flat as I can on the bench and my shoulders shrugged down. I don't want to bend my elbows too much because then it just becomes kind of like a JM press, you know what I mean? So I kind of like let my elbows go to about 90 degrees and I just like slope down, if that makes any sense. You'll see here, it kind of goes at an angle, you know? It's not just a straight line. To me, that feels best. That's what feels best for me. Now, next time I definitely should hold the dumbbells a bit higher on them, so that way they don't kind of fall towards me, like you see. It's not like it was harder to control, it just was a bit less comfortable in my wrists. But I'll just remember that for next time. Now here, leg press. Pretty much everything was the same compared to last time. I mean, I added more weight. I got 7 reps with 1 in the tank, I believe. 1 or 2. Last time I thought I was kind of, not forcing, but maybe milking the lockout a bit too much. So I made sure not to do that this time, and they definitely felt better. When I do my leg presses, or squat patterns, I like to wear knee sleeves, just because my knees aren't, you know. But when I do leg extensions, which I like to do before leg press, I just forgot to record it. I like doing leg extensions first to kind of warm them up. And then I'll do leg press, and I like wearing my knee sleeves as well, just to make things a bit more comfortable. I don't really notice they add a whole lot of extra strength to the movement for me. Of course, they do add strength to the movement. That's going to do that no matter what. Just because you're adding an accessory, it becomes a little bit easier. But for me, it just becomes a little bit more comfortable, so I like wearing them. I don't mind the fact that helps out a little bit. I think the comfortability it adds to the movement just really helps. And it's not just leg press, it's all squat patterns for me. So keep that in mind. If something just becomes a bit more comfortable, go ahead and do them more comfortable. If you'd like. If you're one of those dudes who wants things to be as uncomfortable as possible, then hey, all the power to you. I just think that doesn't really make sense. Now here, same reps as last time, I know. Now I do 2 sets of these. I just don't really feel like recording the second set. The only exercises I really do 2 sets for are my bicep and tricep exercises, just because I don't feel like doing multiple exercises for my biceps and triceps. Like for my quads, I do 2 exercises, leg extensions and squats, or squat pattern, not squats. And for my chest, I do incline dumbbell press and chest flies. So I don't feel the need to do multiple sets per the exercise, because it's still multiple sets for that muscle group, if that makes sense. Like for my back, I do multiple exercises for my lats and my traps. I count this as a lat and a trap exercise, just because I'm shrugging my shoulders back, you know. So there's the scapular retraction for the traps, and the shoulder extension for the lats. And then I do a wide grip lat pull down, lats again, and a Kelsup shrug. Again, traps. Now here, I did what I said I would do, where I flipped myself around, and it felt much better. I didn't have to worry about the dumbbells hitting the bench on the way up. Way better. Much better. Would recommend. Still hate how that bench kind of like flares out. It's so annoying. Why? Why build it like that? Now here is the lat pull down in question that I mentioned just a little bit ago. I like kind of putting my thumbs in like the crease where it starts to bend. That's where I notice like my arms feel the most comfortable. My shoulders don't feel too stretched. Nothing like that. Maybe if you have longer arms, you need to reach out longer. Maybe if you have shorter arms, you need to be more in. Just figure out what works best for you. Maybe play around with things, you know? Just for me, I've noticed this to be the most comfortable. Here I got 5 reps with 1 in the tank. You remember with the tank thing, it's kind of just a bit of a guess. An educated guess though, because I'm fairly used to what failure feels like for me. So I would believe I could have gotten like 1 more. Sometimes that 1 more is maybe a rough rep, but I believe a guy could have gotten 1 more. Now here's tricep extensions. Nothing complicated about these. Nothing complicated. I had to wait a bit longer to do them than I wanted to, because there was a guy on the cable stack for a while. So here I just trying to think about keeping my shoulder in place and my elbow in place. On my first rep of this set, I accidentally had it at 55, which was the weight I was warming up with, which is kind of a blunder, but that's okay. Now I do these unilaterally, obviously, and I do 2 sets, like I mentioned earlier. I do 2 sets of my tricep and bicep exercises. I just didn't feel like recording all of the sets, but these felt good. Got 6 reps with 1 in the tank. No complaints. Just think about keeping myself upright, shoulder in place, elbow in place. Pretty simple. You get it, I bet. You probably get it. You're smart. Now here, I'm doing behind the neck Smith shoulder press. Very nice feeling for me. Feels very nice. Gets your front delts, side delts. Now, if you don't think they get your side delts, pay attention to my arm there. You see how my elbow goes to my sides? In the next exercise, I will prove to you, without a shadow of a doubt, that hits your side delts. But I got 4 with 0 in the tank. The reason it was 0 in the tank is because I accidentally left a 10-pound plate on one of the sides of the barbell, or of the Smith machine. Not both sides, just one. I felt very stupid, and it is not my first time doing that. Now here, pay attention to my arm again. See how it's at the side of my body? Boom. Now, last time I mentioned that I want to stop at like parallel to the floor. I did do that with my set for my other arm, but I forgot for this set. That's my bad. I apologize. I'll do better next time. I promise. Pinky swear. But still, these felt pretty good. The set where I made sure to keep my arm parallel to, or to stop at parallel to the floor, did feel better. Now here, something I would like to touch on is how I hold for a second at the stretch position. The reason I do that is to avoid just letting myself use the stretch reflex to carry my sets. The stretch reflex is when a muscle is stretched, it wants to not be stretched right away. So if you don't hold it for a second, the movement becomes a little bit easier because your body's using the stretch reflex to contract the muscle because the stretch feels dangerous. You'll notice this when you accidentally hyperextend your knee. You know, sometimes there's a hill, you step down it because you didn't know that it dipped. And your knee kind of buckles a little bit, but then it instantly goes back. It instantly tries to bend a bit. That's the stretch reflex. Hopefully that helps.